What I wish about toxic relationships in my 20s. I wanted to make this video because recently I've been thinking more about my past relationships and basically to see them as blessings and what I've learned from them. But also due to my coaching with clients, I've learned a lot about relationships and toxic relationships, and I've read a lot about it. So today I just wanted to kind of show you my insights that I wish I knew in my 20s, and I wish in my 20s that someone would kind of like have told me. So here I'm just sharing them today with you. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Louisa. I'm a Brazilian Dutch lady. I live between Ibiza, Portugal, but I'm currently in Dubai for the couple of months. And I'm making more videos on my way of eating, which is animal-based, protein, and also more on the insights that I'm getting as a certified life coach that I'm always so happy to share with you. So yes, let's start with the topic of today, toxic relationships. In my 20s, when I was in a relationship, and I just want to make it a bit more personal because I hope it can resonate with you rather than just giving just general tips. I, back in the days, always thought that if I just forgive faster, if I just stay peaceful, if I just stay calm, don't raise my voice, don't give my opinion in the relationship, that I just love deeper, that I just forgive, that things will change for the better. But here's the truth, love isn't supposed to break you. And if it does, then it is just not love. And for me, what I've just realized over the last years, being in a completely different relationship, but also being with clients about talking about this topic, is that actually the hardest pill to swallow about toxic relationships is that you let it happen. And that can hit you, right? So it's like, fuck. Sorry for my language. That can hit you, right? So it's like, wow, I am responsible. I let that happen. So I just want to, sink that in for a moment. Most people think that toxic relationships are the ones that are very, you're screaming, there's abuse, obviously, a lot of like fights, a lot of red flags, obviously. But the most dangerous toxic relationships are the ones that are quiet. They creep in of kind of like a feeling of passion or misunderstood love. They gaslight you into believing that actually you are the problem. And that's really how you get trapped. So have you also experienced relationships, or are you currently in a relationship where you just feel you're constantly walking on eggshells? I've experienced this for sure in the past, and I felt like I just was not able to fully be myself. If I spoke up, I was too sensitive. If I didn't, I was cold and distant. No matter what I did, I lost. And that's exactly how they wanted it. I guess the biggest lie you can tell yourself is like, oh, they don't mean it. But really, they did. Every time they made you question your worth, every time they made you the villain of the story for reacting in a certain way or reacting such in a way that they feel it was a disrespect. But this wasn't an accident. This was a choice. And in my 20s, I stayed because I thought if I step out of the relationship, I lose and I'm a failure. But the real failure here was betraying myself every time I chose them over my own inner peace. Back then, no one, of course, told me about how terrifying it is to leave, how to withdraw from a toxic person is actually feeling like breaking a complete addiction. Because in a way, that is the thing. A toxic relationship is a part of a kind of like an addiction. Toxic relationships are like drugs. They give you highs that feels like love, but they destroy you in the process. But this is what I wish I knew sooner. The second you choose yourself over them, you win. Not them, you. Because real love doesn't make you beg for it. Real love doesn't feel like a battlefield. Real love feels like home. Some practical red flags that I ignored, but you shouldn't. You feel anxious when their name pops up on your phone. You constantly second guess yourself. They never apologize. They only complain. And you are constantly the blame. They make you feel like you're too much or that you're never enough. And your instincts are never wrong. Because if you feel unsafe, unheard or unappreciated, trust yourself. Then last thing, a practical tip that I wish I knew in my 20s is to write down the excuses you make for them. And if you're constantly saying to yourself, well, they had a bad day or they didn't mean to hurt me, step back, reflect on this. Because if you have to explain away how they behave, that's not love. I also want to share this part because if you have been feeling like this, a great exercise is to redefine love for you. Make a list of what love should feel like for you. That could be kindness, safety, peace. Because when, and it will happen again in your life, you will recognize it and you will embrace it fully. Is there any hard lesson that you've learned during any toxic relationship? I would love to hear from you. So drop them below in the comments, because your story might help free someone else today. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.